Aw, yeah.
Our second reflector.
Snarling beast.
Meaning that now you can have 2 reflectors equipped at a time. Also, I believe you skipped the text. I think that also actually gave you a brush skill that tapping something to stun it now does microscopic damage. It doesn't just stun enemies, it will now do constant tiny hits of damage. It's not really that good. The funny thing is, because you're just kind of tapping, I don't believe it really takes ink pots, so I guess if something's really close to death, you could finish them off as that if you have, like, 1 ink pot.
Could have used an ink...
But at that point, just use a power slash.
Could have used an Infinity Stone, but again, I don't...
And we can buy those later.
I had a couple of free ones I could have used, but again, this is not a run of no damage, crazy ranks. This is just playing the game. Because the ranks are pointless. It's just money. And I feel like a lot of the ranks are really hard to get without oddly specific setup.
Oh, I agree. So the rings in this don't matter.
Yeah, but if you were trying to, like, one cycle, an Infinity Stone and a bunch of Power Slash would have done it.
That's another thing. If you use the Steel Fist Sake, I think they actually do make your burst techniques more powerful.
I'm just playing this game.
Wait, do they make your brush techniques or your basic attacks more powerful?
Your basic attacks? I don't think it affects the brush.
I'll have to look into that.
I'm just playing this game and showing people how to get the best ranks. As in the best ending ranks for all the bonus unlocks.
Yeah.
Meaning I'm never going to die. And the bosses in this game are kind of picky anyway. Where a lot of times on a first run through, unless you are very exact, a bunch of the bosses you will just not get a good time or damage on. But, you know, I'm not here for crazy cool runs. I'm just here to show people how to actually get stuff done. That's the more important part. I need to double check gold dust so we can... Because if the order works how I think it does, I'm getting to a point where I could basically skip a couple of early weapons to have...
Oh, something...
I'm trying to save enough gold dust so that the final 3 weapons get upgraded. Because there's 2 gold dust in that point of no...
Which should basically mean, like, the first 3 gold dust, you basically... Well, the first 3 weapons just don't upgrade those. But anyway, well, it's another thing. I don't know if it's unlocked now that you have that as your main weapon. There might be a new skill,
to show it off!
There might be a new skill available in the dojo.
It's a more powerful reflector.
Yeah, it's something, it's something a lot of people get confused on. The game doesn't really show. The weapons do get more powerful as they go on.
Oh. Yes!
The weapons get more powerful as they go on. The only exception to this is I believe your starting reflector is actually more powerful than the first starting set of beads, but that's because reflectors are supposed to be the all-around weapon. Beads are the fast and multi-hitting weapon, but really weak. And then the last weapon is your Unga Bunga weapon. We'll get to the Unga Bunga later.
In a minute, I might stop the recording, like, well, not stop recording, but I might stop, do some gold dust research on some logistics, because I need to math out
like the way the math should work, because there is enough gold dust for
There's enough gold dust for
every weapon. So the first 3, that means we just don't upgrade.
Yes, but but there's also the
reflector and those and the other 2 weapons, and we would be good.
I would have to just make sure that the 2 gold dust. Come on, just kill him.
Boom!
There we boom shakalaka.
Fucking Inazuma drop. That is one of the coolest things ever.
Beep. Oh yeah.
There.
Okay. Back to the gold dust point. There's the 2 past the point of no return, and then there's the rest of the gold dust unlocked in the game that exist parallel. So the simple thing would be a minimum of skipping out.
Yeah, like if you didn't upgrade the first 2 weapons and then got every other gold dust, that would mean that by the end, the only 2 upgrades we should be missing would be the basic reflector and beads. That's how the math on that would work.
Alright. I'm about to stop and just count something, weapon-wise. So, on. So... Okay, so I just decided to do a random cut where I said I might cut and mentally math. There are 15 gold dust. 2 are at that point of no return. There are 15 weapon slots. I'm going to break down our math because it did math how Carson thought it would. I just had to double check that. By skipping these 2 weapons, that's 1 gold dust. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. That's 8. 8. There's a 3rd weapon type we haven't seen yet. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 5 additional gold dust to max every one of the 3rd weapon type, which is my favorite.
Because I'm not
then, at the end of the game...
Because I'm not sure if this guy on recording at some point said, like, there were 15 gold dust because there are 5 of every weapon type, and there are 3 weapon types. So it totals up to 15, because
we kind of broke that down. And then, the point of no return,
So then, because of this, we can upgrade that second reflector you currently have equipped, so do that.
I just had to skip the first 2.
Yes.
I just had to make sure that it wasn't... It's 2 because the shops have 2 apiece. There's 13 available as long as you know where they are. There's 13 gold dust as long as I don't miss certain other side quests. So we're fine. I just have to try to keep a mental note to never touch these.
Yes.
And we'll be fine because this is.
So then let's upgrade that.
Because that's 8 plus 5. Because 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 5 is 13. So, okay.
So now we can upgrade the...
Crazy mental math. I just had to double check. And that...
Gold dust. Select weapon to power up.
Power up, Snarling Beast. Hell yeah, baby.
And now it's even better.
I just skipped the first 2 weapon types.
Yeah.
Which will be the last things we upgrade.
Because now, granted, like, we're gonna upgrade anything, so this one particular thing of gold dust we're gonna need anyway, but the one small problem with doing it this way is this means, like, oh boy, this means this one particular thing of gold dust, but we'll get there later.
But we had to get them all!
We will get there later anyway.
Kurt, we had to get them all anyway!
Yeah.
I'm going for them all!
I'm just bringing that...
There's no...
I'm just bringing that up because if you're doing, like, a casual playthrough and you don't really, care about certain things, you might want to hold on to a few...
now, I wanted to show one other thing, but I had to mentally prepare myself to use a gold dust so I wouldn't regret it. And this is the order I wanted to do events. Skip 2 gold dust uses. And I skipped 2. And that math's exactly 13. Because the point of no return is a point of no return. But, which means the first 2 weapons in the game are going to be the last ones we upgrade. Which is hilarious.
Well,
so,
honestly, because you don't get the... Like, because you get this reflector decently early, it's honestly kind of good, because, like...
Yeah.
This thing is already... Like, the first reflector is already outclassed.
So... Unfortunately... And I circled the area a couple of times, because we were talking.
Someone just ran by some birds. Remember to feed those birds.
I'll have to shop soon, but... Unfortunately, due to, like...
I swear, people in this town use everything as an excuse to
The
launch.
plot?
I swear people in this town use
Also, that dog has a butthole.
Use everything as an excuse to launch fucking fireworks.
Anyone ready for the worst minigame ever?
Okay, I have played minigames far worse than this. The arrow minigame from Phantom Hourglass is way fucking worse. Or the baseball minigame from A Link Between Worlds.
Okay, yeah, fuck the baseball. There is that one charming thing about the baseball that some people said help, other people said doesn't, that is really funny.
What?
If you have the fire or ice rod equipped, instead of using a baseball bat, he will walk in there.
Why?
He swings the...
Why?
So, anyway. I hate this. Cause the dumb...
You can't...
You can't control the camera, and if you stop, you lose ink. And the placement of those damn flowers are sporadic and random, and it creates a very...
I don't think they're completely random.
That bad.
If you could just angle the camera in this, it would be fine, because you really should be basically looking at, like, the top of the screen.
Oh yeah, and you get ink back. So, it's not...
For this minigame, I honestly recommend don't watch, like, the bottom of the screen. Watch the top of the screen and basically look for, like, that pink glow. It is really hard to time, again, because of the camera, and also, like...
Oh my god. Asphalt, yes!
Cool, and remember, we're playing in widescreen. I couldn't imagine doing that on fucking PS2 with its shitty 4:3 aspect ratio.
I can set this to 4:3.
Why would you ever do that?
That is an option.
Yeah, I know.
You can actually...
Okay, so I have to, like, ask, why has scanline filters, like, why is that a thing in modern, like, collections and stuff? I genuinely don't understand why you would want to emulate something like that. Yes, I know a bunch of old games, because they were designed for tube TVs, would actually use scanlines, like, scanlines is kind of the only way the dithering effect on the Genesis appears, right?
Yes.
So, I can get it in that regard, but at the same time...
Aw, yeah. You have the, like...
That filter is for the, like, the outline effect.
And then you have, like...
16:9.
4:3. I have to... It's gonna mess with the recording for a minute. I just want to look at this for just a...
If this fucks up your recording, you're the one to blame. Well, the menu doesn't seem to be too different.
Yeah!
Oh, God! Oh!
Yeah!
Oh, fuck! Turn it off! Oh, those are some chunky borders.
Not gonna hurt the recording. That was all of 2 seconds, and we've recorded, like...
Future. I can look at it again. My eyes aren't bleeding.
Booyah! New area.
Well, I make the joke, I don't need something to be in widescreen. Actually, the funny thing is, like, most old games, like Super Nintendo and Genesis games, I don't stretch them out to widescreen. I feel that looks fucking awful.
I leave aspect ratio on collections in native settings, but this is an HD remake.
And it was actually properly scaled for widescreen, so we're going widescreen, motherfuckers.
And I'm going back. I'm leaving. Because I want to show one important thing. Because you don't have a good opportunity for this. So, like... Hold on. He stands around... And he comments on following in his dad's footsteps.
But you can also feed his dog again.
No! That's... You can only feed an animal once. We never...
Oh yeah, we never fed his dog. But as you can see, he has a special dog like that other kid.
I came back specifically to point out...
Because that is missable, but again, it doesn't matter if you...
Also, after a bit, you can come back, and he will be fishing. And that gives you an opportunity to do some extra fishing. And I was going to point out some fishing opportunity, but I just turned around to get the dog because I walked past and I wanted to point out...
Because that is missable if you want a 100% animal,
Not that I'm doing that.
Because you don't need every animal to get max praise. You come close, but because a few are missable, it's like... I would have to go look at the exact number of this because...
There's more than enough!
Because feeding animals isn't the only thing that gives you praise. There's a bunch of other things that gives you praise, but it's like through everything, the feeding animals and, you know, all the, like, blooming trees and all of that, it is, like, just enough to where the missable things basically get covered by other things.
If you follow my video... I'm going to do exactly what is needed to get that rank. So, because of this, I'm going to get exactly enough praise. This is not a 100% treasure or animal guide. It's a 100% stray bead, all collectibles, all power-ups, max upgrades. So before moving on, I'm getting some money.
When I get to the Zero games, I am not doing a no damage all Cypher Elf S rank run. I will be able to do an all A rank run on 0-3 though. That I can do.
Who did I floral finish?
I think the imp. Oh boy.
No, when it grabs you, if you just slice them off. Whee! Okay. If you just slice them off, you get the, you know, not dying. This isn't the hardest game in the world.
In fact, later on, some might say it becomes too easy given certain upgrades. But you don't have to use those upgrades. You could play the game without them. I always kind of hate when people complain
Boss fight!
that something makes a game too easy.
Especially with a back and forth point where a lot of people... Hold on. My phone is going nuts. Give me a minute. God damn it.
Why is he French?
Coming back. Had to do some notice stuff on my phone. Anyway. a bunch of people.
Ding!
Damn it! Damn it!
I
lost track of it. I'm gonna have to figure out what the old count was. Ah, damn it. That old editing joke. Oh, what I was going to say, a bunch of people, and this bothers me more than people being like, oh, this is just too easy or whatnot, is you'll have people, and I've seen a bunch of videos do this, and it bothers me. Oh, this mechanic is just too easy, yet I continue to use it and bitch about the fact that this mechanic is just too easy, and when you tell me that using this mechanic...
Oh, but the developers put it in the game, so because they put it in the game, that means they must want me to use it.
Yeah! But...
And also, you know, the funny thing is, I actually have, you know, an argument against that, and it's sort of been talking about, and this is the thing I hate even in 0-3. In the Mega Man Zero games, the game punishes you for using the Cyber Elves. That means they literally put mechanics in the game that they punish you for using. Now, as the series went on, the punishments became less strict, because the first game, you basically use one fucking... If you basically use one fucking Cyber Elf and die once, your rank is essentially tanked by, I swear, 2 fucking whole ranks, but that's besides the point. First Zero game has not aged well.
My point is...
But I can at least give it that the Cyber Elves don't, like, that they don't matter in that game. The rank in that game is fucking meaningless. In fact, here is the most bass-ackwards thing in that game. All, like, just go for it. All, like, the Cyber Elves in the first Mega Man Zero game do is... If you're able to beat the game, I believe it was an A or an S rank, and I think you also don't...
I suck at countering it.
Yeah, you can, like, basically just wail on his face. And I think he actually is... A few bosses do actually, I believe, have unparryable attacks. I think he is one of them. I have to go look into that, but I'm not
the best at the whole...
Oh, you like, a weird thing about Waka is, don't you only fight him 2 times? I believe this is the last...
I'm not the best at the whole dodging
I think this is the last time you fight him anyway, so it, like, literally doesn't matter.
I've got the help. I can...
Just tank it out, think about it. Anyway,
Fuck off.
Back to my point, which is, again, the strangest and most weirdest bass-ackwards thing. In the first Mega Man Zero game, I believe it was if you beat the game was a consistent A or S rank, and I think found every
This game gets easier as you go, because by the end of the game, we will have, the best weapons, and the best weapons with gold dust and some other abilities just mean...
So, you know, I think you had to find every Cyber Elf, and then I believe you not only had to find them, it was like, you find them, upgrade all of them, but don't use them. And for beating the game with this, you get a Cyber Elf that then, like, I think when you use it, you have to, like, hold down the B button and you would become invincible for a few seconds. It's like the weirdest fucking thing. But at that point, because
something just crossed my mind.
What?
I will... Hold on. I'm gonna let the dialogue end, and then I need to make a point about something. It's an important point that was another thing I wanted to do that just slipped my mind and we didn't do it. I love Waka. Au revoir, BB.
Again, why is he French? Is he French in the Japanese version?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Why is he French?
Okay. So...
So now, like...
Just... When I can play again... Well, first... Because this is what made me think of the other thing. So... First off, in this water, that bubble is a stray bead.
Again, I don't know what's supposed to tell you that.
So... I'm gonna cut back to that other area because I forgot to get the stray beads that were on my mind. So I'm cutting back in because what I missed was just up in the trees are stray beads. Like, there's literally just on a tree branch. And there's some other random treasure. And some...
Ooh, treasure.
Ah! Asphalt. Damn it.
Wah.
Yeah, it's a decent angle. There's like one more stray bead out here, but I don't remember what tree that's in. So, but cutting back, I could show some other things while I look around at the trees. It's time for the question of the day, my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, if you ever played Okami and or Okami HD, did that river rafting section on the log ever give you any trouble? Because I have watched a lot of streamers playing this game for the first time fell at the river rafting section a good few times before finally beating it. Overall, I think that section is somewhat difficult and a bit obtuse. Normally, the terrible camera angle screws you up, making it hard to know exactly what to aim at. I will agree that section is a little bit stupid. It's not my favorite section in the game. I'm actually happy I did incredibly well in this recording. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments. Or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord link, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I will see you all next time. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody.